to be 10,000 steps a day. Hello everybody, Tom here from the Company Code. I hope you're all well. Today I'm going to discuss the unnecessary pressure we sometimes put ourselves under with regards to our fitness goals. Absolutely, I'm a great believer in keeping fit. I'm a great believer in having goals. I'm a great believer in pushing myself to be better every day and to try and achieve that. But equally, I am somebody that recognises that the human body has got XYZ capacity, can only go so far, and absolutely sometimes you need to know when to quit, you need to know when to rest, and you need to understand that you don't need to put yourself under the pressure all the time of doing stuff, okay? Some days don't require any exercise at all, some days require rest and relaxation and recuperation, absolutely. Then there are other days where you're going to be rushed off your feet, busy all day, and easily finding yourself a lot more active. And it will work in a balance. You know, people swear by fitness apps, fitness guides, going to the gym. You know, I've got this on my wrist here, you know, it's a Fitbit, as it's commonly known as. It tracks my steps, my heart rate, it measures my sleep patterns, how much I eat, how much I drink, etc, etc. In all honesty, it's a great piece of technology, but I don't live by it like it's some sort of ruling on as to how healthy or unhealthy I am or how fit or unfit I am. Absolutely not. You know in your own body when you're feeling good and when you're not, okay? And you don't need a piece of technology to tell you that. You also know when you need to rest, or you should do. And a lot of us don't know, and we need to understand. It's better to rest than to give up completely, of course. Sometimes we need to know when that is, okay? So, the goals for most of these things is to do so many thousand steps a day. And it's usually the goal of about 10,000 steps, and then there's been medical research about how 10,000 steps a day is really, really good. It should be what we're aiming for. Well, I'm here to tell you, some days I don't do anything like 10,000 steps. Then other days, I'm so far over 10,000 steps, it's unbelievable. And it's more for making up for the days when I don't do very little in terms of steps, okay? Not at any point, though, is this out of laziness. It's just a fact, okay? That some days you're more active than others. Example, yesterday, I walked from my house to visit my friend who lives nearly 6.5 miles away. I walked across grassy terrain, up and downhill, and within an hour I was within his area, which is pretty good going when you consider it's over 4 miles, okay? So that's quite a good walking pace. I didn't run, I didn't jog, I just walked, but I walked at quite a fast pace, okay? The watch on my wrist measured my steps. It also measured my heart rate, etc, etc. And then obviously I was using an app on my phone which is called Strava that calculates your number of steps, your distance and your walking speed, okay? And very, very good. And when I got to sort of the last mile and a half, I'm not going to lie, my feet were hurting. And it was starting to, I felt like a rest. I felt like I got to my friend's house, I sat down, and I was quite tired. And I was gonna the next day walk back, but I'll be straight, I wasn't feeling fully recovered, so I didn't bother. Now, some would say, you should have pushed through, you should have worked harder, you should have done it. Well, maybe I should have. But I know my own body, and I know when it's time to relax, it's time to rest, okay? And I am somebody, I've said before, 2 jobs, a part-time and a full-time, plus this and other things. I've got a lot on my plate, and I need to know, if anything, I don't rest enough. I don't do enough for myself and take enough time out for myself. And I'm trying now to be kinder to myself in that respect and not put myself under the pressure of not doing, okay? Example, if I'm not doing 10,000 steps, I'm not going to have a sulk about it, because at the end of the day, yesterday I did 25,000 steps, you know? Today I might not do 5,000. But when you average it out over the couple of days and the week, I would have done a good level of activity and a good level of fitness. And that's all it's about. It's about what you deem acceptable, not what the experts tell you, and absolutely not what you feel is the norm, because 10,000 steps is good, but as I said, not everyone will do 10,000 steps. Some people will do 8,000, 7,000, 6,000, 5,000, 2,000, and that's all they're going to do on that day. But then there may be a day later that week when they will do 15,000, 10,000, 12,000. What I'm trying to get at is we should not be conforming to what is said as that having to be, to be a good standard. You know your own body. You know when you're tired. You know when you're not, when you're ready. You know when you're on it, and you know when you're not. Sometimes you got to allow yourself that buffer. Don't allow mentally yourself to be affected because this here on my wrist says you need to do 10,000. No, you don't need to. You do what you can afford to do, what you have time to do, and what you feel you can do in terms of your fitness every time. And this is even more the case as you get older, because fatigue will creep in quicker. You'll probably need longer to recover on things. And absolutely, don't fall into the trap of you're not doing enough if you're not hitting a goal like that. Because sometimes it can be unrealistic. Don't allow it to affect your mental health. Okay? You know yourself when you've had enough. You know yourself that you will have better days sometimes than others. And that's the purpose of this video today. It's a trap to believe that you're not doing when you are. Guys, this is video number 3 of the week. I want to say thank you all ever so much for watching. As always, your time and energy spent on here on my channel is much appreciated. Thank you kindly for all of you. Third video of 3. Put down in the comment section below. Are you somebody that's concerned about what your watch is telling you? Or like me, are you open-minded about how much fitness you do, what activities you do, and what that actually some days you won't be able to do as much as the next day? Because I'm telling you, life isn't linear like that. And even if you are somebody who's very consistent, that's got a lot of drive, and I will admit I've got a lot of drive, you have to take into consideration sometimes when you're feeling tired and when you're not feeling on it. Sometimes you can push through, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just literally need a day where you don't do anything. Okay, and don't be guilty of that. Remember to hit that subscribe button down below. Leave me a thumbs up and a like. And let's hear that bell sign go ding dong so you know when my next content's out. I will be back next week with another 3 videos. But until then, I want to say thank you all ever so much, as always, for listening. Really appreciate your time and energy spent here on my channel. Back in a few days. Till then, take care of yourselves, and bye for now.